Okay, so I'm going to change the fluid in my rear differential, and this also has the oil-bathed rear disc. You can see there's no discs on the wheel hubs. And for that I'm going to use the Kawasaki gear and wet brake oil. So let's get going. Okay, so this time I'm actually going to remove this rear skid plate. Even though there is an access hole here, there's so much leaves and pine needles and so forth up in here, I want to clean it all out. So, okay, for this rear skid plate bolt, I'm going to use a 12mm wrench, and that's mainly because of my hitch. If you don't have a hitch, you could probably get dead on with a ratchet. Okay, so you can see why I'd want to take the skid plate off. There's quite a bit of debris up in here. But also because I've never changed this rear differential fluid, and you can see this one's going to take the hex bit socket like the front one did. And with the front one, it actually stripped out, and I had to get vice grips on here to remove this, and then I replaced it with a hex head bolt. So we'll see if this one comes out with a hex bit. Okay, so this turns out to be a 5mm hex, and of course I can't find a bit socket, so I'm just going to use a regular Allen key. Most people have these around. And to get enough leverage, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a hold of it with this pipe, just like you can do with a ratchet or a wrench or anything else. I'm just going to apply even pressure and see if it starts to move. And it doesn't appear to. I really don't want to strip it out if I don't have to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that with some PB Blaster and let it set, and then we'll give it another shot. Maybe tap around the edges a little bit and see if we can loosen it up. Alright, so it's been about half an hour or so. And I'm just going to give that another quick tap. Okay, we're just going to take our Allen wrench. Sure it's up in there good. I'm going to take this pipe and I'm going to use it just the way I would on a ratchet. Just slow, even pressure. Don't go animal with it. I even try to pulse it. And it doesn't seem like it's going to come. And I don't really want to strip it out. So before I go too far, I'm going to try something else. Okay, so you can see that was more of a job than I really thought it was going to be. So, but at least I have a chance to show you how I'd get something like that out. I tried vice grips, and then I ended up putting the Allen wrench back to it and then tapping on it with a hammer, or maybe a little stronger than tapping at it. I'm going to go ahead and drain this out. And I'll probably replace this hex bolt with an actual bolt. Hex bit bolt, rather. Alright, we're going to let that drain out. I'll get a new bolt and I'll be back to show you how to fill it up. Okay, so you can see I got a hex bolt, and I'll flash up the image of the size and the specs and so forth, the pitch, right here, so you know what to buy. And I'm just going to go ahead and thread that in. It's important to not get one that's longer, because you don't want it to extend up into the differential more than the original one. Okay. Okay, for those of you who really want to know, the book recommends torquing this down to 9.6 foot-pounds of torque. I'm just going to go ahead and clean all this out, and I'm going to put my skid plate back on, and then we'll go ahead and fill it up. Okay, so we need a 19mm. We're going to remove this fill plug here. Go ahead and grab the O-ring off it here. Try not to tear it. Okay, so to fill it, I'm just going to use a fill cap and a hose, rubber tube. It takes just about 3/4 of a quart. Book says 0.76. And see if we can fill it up here. This is pretty thick, so it's probably going to take a little bit. Okay, so you can see that the fluid is right there. It's pretty much topped off, which is what you want, and it's about 1/4 of it left, so I think we're in good shape there. Just going to take a rag and wipe off around the edge and clean up around the cap and tighten it down. Looks like from the factory they put some kind of like a Vaseline or something on so the O-ring doesn't pinch when you tighten it down, so you can do that if you want. There's enough on the cap. Okay, again with this you want to tighten it down, but you don't want to go animal on it. You don't want to squeeze the O-ring all the way out or anything, so just snug it up. And that's it, we're done. Hopefully that was helpful. Leave questions and comments below. Thanks.